Hi, class. Hope everyone's doing well. It's Sunday, October 31st, Halloween. You're seeing a little part of my Squid Games outfit. So hope everyone had a good evening giving out candy or eating it. A couple things in focus for next week. Washington appears very optimistic that a bipartisan infrastructure bill will pass. Typically, these are good things for companies like United Rentals that will benefit from the rental of construction equipment. There was an alarmingly big wage gain in the US that could potentially undermine the argument that inflation is transitory. I still believe it is, but we are seeing some big wage gains. Inflation, generally starts with wages. So we want to be able to see productivity offset some of that. So productivity growth has lagged in recent years, so that'll be something to keep an eye on. And US companies are still struggling with staff shortages. One of the biggest reasons for this is baby boomers taking an early retirement. Many baby boomers, retiring around 60, 62, because they have realized and they woke up, they have pretty fat 401k plans, which gives them a nice cushion to stay ahead of the game. Supermarket chains are revamping operations to stay ahead of supply shortages. And then it looks like the semiconductor shortage, is probably going to persist, pretty far into 2022, putting pricing pressure on big firms. And the question is, can they pass it on to the consumer? American Airlines canceled over 1,000 flights today and yesterday. Deere, the farm equipment maker, reached a tentative deal with striking union workers. Uber and Lyft thought prices would normalize by now, but they're still high. That's according to an article in the Wall Street Journal. So we're seeing that, just persistently high prices in different markets across the board. I remember, when Uber was cheap. Another item here, Amazon last week in their earnings revealed that they had a 20% stake in EV maker Rivian. So could the Rivian electric car, which, I think is like vaporware at this point, meaning it doesn't really exist, could that be Amazon's entrant into the electric car space? Maybe. Amazon has a different risk tolerance than us, so they can afford to kind of throw money at stuff. Might not mean it's a great investment. It might just means Amazon's making a moonshot. But it won't stop the market from speculating. November through January has typically been the best 3-month stretch for stocks in the market, looking back over time. So we're heading into some good seasonality. So there's also another fact here that the Fed might be misjudging how hot the labor market can get without fanning the flames of inflation. So we continue to see news of inflation. I just have a hard time imagining a year from now inflation will be, much higher than 2.5%, which, pre-pandemic, the Fed was, fighting aggressively to get inflation above 2. So, just something to be aware of. A good amount of companies are reporting earnings next week. I can tell you some of those that I will be looking out for. I am just pulling up the list right here. Some names that are reporting earnings of interest next week. On Semiconductor, they are a pretty good firm. NXP Semiconductor, Chegg, the only publicly traded college cheating software. On Tuesday, we have Pfizer and Activision Blizzard. Wednesday, we have CVS and Roku, as well as Etsy. On Thursday, we get Moderna, Pinterest, Uber, Airbnb, Peloton, and a personal favorite of mine, Builders FirstSource. And then on Friday, we get DraftKings, Coinbase, and Goodyear Tire. So certainly a full week with lots of activity. So I look forward to any questions you guys have below and continuing the conversation. Hope you guys have a great day.